Hi everyone, I welcome you all to the part 2 of coordinate geometry, and today we're gonna start with coordinates on axis and origin. Okay, I hope the introductory lecture was clear to you. On that basis, we are just gonna start with the next topic. Okay, now I hope you have learned what are axis and origins. I have already told you that. Now, what are the coordinates on axis and origin? Since every point on the x-axis has no distance, zero distance from the x-axis. So therefore, the y-coordinate of that point would be 0. It's obvious, right? So the coordinate of any point on the x-axis would be x, 0, where x denotes the distance from the y-axis. Correct? And similarly, the coordinate on any point on the y-axis would be 0, y, where y denotes the distance, perpendicular distance in fact, from the x-axis. And the 0 origin, the origin coordinates would be 0, 0. You can understand it with a simple example, like how we find coordinates. We find the perpendicular distance from x-axis and y-axis. So the origin has 0 distance from x-axis and 0 distance from y-axis. So the coordinate would be 0, 0. As simple as that. Now, signs of coordinate. We observe the following relation between the signs of coordinates of a point and quadrant of point in which it lies. If the point is in the first quadrant, it would be plus plus. I have already told you this point. The first quadrant denotes positive x-axis and positive y-axis. So it would be plus and plus. The second quadrant denotes negative x-axis and positive y-axis. So it will be negative positive. Third quadrant denotes both the negative, so it will be negative negative. And fourth quadrant denotes the y-axis to be negative and x-axis to be positive, so it will be positive negative. So just gonna learn about the signs of quadrant. It's really helpful if you learn in this class, because in other further classes you will have a complex question on the same. So it's quite easy. You just need to see the x-axis and y-axis in time of drawing. Okay, now plotting the point. How do we plot a point in a plane if its coordinates are given? So let us plot. P is given 3, 5. So first we'll start with P, okay, and see how we're gonna plot. Okay. So what does 3, 5 denotes? 3 denotes the abscissa and 5 denotes the ordinate, correct? And abscissa, what is abscissa? It's perpendicular distance from y-axis. And what is ordinate? Perpendicular distance from x-axis. So firstly, draw the perpendicular from y-axis in the origin. Okay, so when you will draw the origin perpendicular, you will get a point at 3, 0, which is A. Okay, now draw the perpendicular from this point to 5. Firstly, we will come towards x-axis, then we will go towards y-axis. So the point we will get is P, 3, 5. Similar fashion, we'll use Q. Okay, Q given 5, -4. So firstly, we'll go till 5, okay, on the x-axis, assuming it's a perpendicular distance from y-axis with y coordinate 0. Then we'll draw a perpendicular. Since it's -4, so we'll come down. So down till -4, and the point we got will be Q. Okay. So locate the points given in the Cartesian. Okay. So this question is for you. Just pause me out and draw the coordinates, and then I'll check with my solution. Okay. So just do it. In order to not make it messy, I'll just start with and tell you briefly. Okay. What does 5, 0 denotes? 5 denotes the perpendicular distance from y-axis, and 0 denotes perpendicular distance from x-axis. Any point first denotes the y-axis perpendicular and second x-axis perpendicular. So firstly, what we're gonna do? We wanna use origin, and for the first term we got to do either right or left depending on the sign. So since it's positive, we're gonna go towards x, not x dash. Okay, so move till 5. So this will be the point. Okay. So, but getting this point won't change anything. We just gonna mark it. So, this point is A. Okay, I'm just writing it A. We'll start with A, B, C, D. Since the y distance is 0, so we didn't have to move it any further. Okay, this is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. If I'll write coordinate, it will be messy. You won't understand. That's why I'm doing. Okay, now next is 0. So 0 distance move in, nothing, origin. Then move towards y. How many? 5. So just move towards y. So we'll get this. So that would be B. 2, 5. Again, move 2. Moved. Now move towards y 5. How would you move? Perpendicular. So it's already drawn Cartesian. You don't need to draw the lines. So it will be 2 comma. Now D 5 comma 2. Move 5. Okay, moved. Now 2. So it will be here. Okay. Now minus 3 comma 5. Minus 3. So x dash direction minus 3. Now minus it's 5. So it's positive. So we'll move upwards. And upwards if we move, we'll arrive at this point. We are at E. Now same minus 3 comma minus 5. So same minus 3 will move in left direction x dash and minus 5 down since it's negative. So it will be F. Now G 5 comma minus 3. 5 move in. Now minus 3. So move down. Down this point. H 6 comma 1. 6 move in and then 1. So this H. I hope this is a pretty simple solution for you. Just use the first point to move towards x-axis and then y. And just keep in mind the signs. Okay. Now match it with your solution. If you have come to the correct solution, then very good. Okay. Now plot the following ordered pairs of number as points in the Cartesian plane. Use scale of 1 centimeter and 1 unit on the axis. Okay. So for this question, firstly draw this table like this and the Cartesian plane. And it's already mentioned that for 1 unit use 1 centimeter. So we'll divide correspondingly the units. Now, again, what we have to do, we have to just plot these points. So minus 3 move in this direction and 7. So minus 3 comma 7 would be here. So it's the first point A. Now, second point is 0 comma minus 3 points. So 0, don't move. Minus 3.5. So it would be in between 4 and, so it would be B. Minus 1 comma minus 3. C. And okay, 4 comma 4. D. 2 comma minus 3. Okay. So in this fashion you need to draw. Okay, if the coordinates or the plane is not given, just draw it based on the scale reading. Scale reading is given in this question, like 1 unit represent 1 centimeter. Okay. Now again for 2%, requirement 2 counters of coins, graph paper, 2 dice of different color and say red and green. Okay. So this is a simple game. How it's played. Okay, red and green 2 colors are given and requirements are 2 counters of coin, graph paper. You just need to draw. So this is an activity just to show that when the dice numbers are shown, it's 6 or 1, corresponding the movement of the dices would be there. Okay, so this is not any problem to be solved. It's just a quick revision sort of thing, like how to draw the coordinates. Okay, now the last part but not the least, quick revision. Firstly, we will start with what is coordinate. Coordinate are the point or the coordinate geometry is the study of the points which denotes the location of a particular object. Okay. Now, what are axes? There are 2 axes, x-axis and y-axis. The horizontal line is called x-axis, vertical line is y-axis. And the point at which they meet or intersect is known as origin. Okay. Now, there are 4 quadrants which make a plane of 2 axes. They are 1, 2 and 3 and 4 correspond. Right side it's positive x, upward it's positive y, left it's negative x, downward it's negative y. Correspondingly, the quadrants have their signs. Correct. Now, in order to make the coordinate show on a plane, we first draw perpendicular towards y-axis, which is known as abscissa, and for the y part or ordinate part, we draw perpendicular from x-axis. Correct. A point can be represented only if its sign is known, and correspondingly the quadrant has been decided. Okay, so this was chapter for you. I hope you got the whole chapter and you have the revision part cleared. Thank you so much for attending my lecture. See you soon. Thank you.